Imagine painting a masterpiece, but instead of a canvas and brush, you're armed with a MIDI controller and a DAW. Today, we are diving into the subtle art of humanizing electronic drum patterns to bring life and soul to your beats. In a world where precise sequencing technology can sometimes create sounds that are a little too perfect, the key is to inject a touch of humanity into those robotic rhythms. We'll explore why humanization is crucial for engaging music, how dynamic velocity alterations can create expressive beats, and the impact of random timing shifts to mimic a live drummer's groove. Whether you're a seasoned producer or just starting out, this episode will give you the tools to elevate your drum programming with authenticity and emotion. To start, why should we care about humanizing our drum patterns in the first place? Isn't perfection the ultimate goal? While it's true that technology allows us to achieve precision like never before, music is, at its core, a human experience. When every beat falls on a grid with mechanical accuracy, it can become sterile, lacking the nuanced imperfections that a live drummer would naturally introduce. By humanizing your drums, you create a more organic feel that resonates with listeners on a deeper level, as if there's a living, breathing musician performing just for them. This is where digital music meets emotional storytelling. First, let's talk about dynamic velocity alterations. If you've ever seen a drummer perform live, you'll notice that they don't hit each drum with the same force every time. This subtle variation in attack is what gives rhythm its dynamic feel. In your DAW, use the velocity settings to adjust the intensity of each hit. This doesn't mean simply randomizing velocities across your drum performance, but rather thinking about the energy of your track. For instance, accentuate certain beats to emphasize the groove. Create gentle builds by gradually increasing the velocity, or soften certain hits for a more laid-back vibe. Through these variations, you add depth and dimension, inviting listeners to feel the ebb and flow of your music. Next, let's explore timing shifts. This technique can mimic the slight inconsistencies of a human drummer who doesn't always hit the metronome mark. By nudging certain beats slightly off the grid, you infuse your patterns with a natural groove that's instantly more relatable. The goal is to create a pocket or a swing that feels intentional, rather than random. Want to see but feels why. Begin by experimenting with the snare and hi-hat, subtly dragging or pushing them against the beat. A little can go a long way here. Minor adjustments can transform a rigid loop into a lively rhythm that breathes and moves. Finally, let's consider the role of percussion layers. In a live setup, a drummer's performance is full of unintentional sounds, like the slight ring of a snare, a cymbal's decay, or the brush of a stick against a rim. To replicate this, add layers of subtle percussive elements in your arrangement. This could be as simple as layering hand claps, finger snaps, or low-volume tambourine hits. These additional sounds, when used sparingly, can emulate that live performance environment, providing context and realism to your programmed drum. Humanizing your drum tracks isn't just about technical tweaks. It's about creating an emotional landscape that connects with your audience. As you continue to refine this skill, pay close attention to the music you love and notice how these human elements play a role. Experiment with your own tracks, making small adjustments to see how they affect the overall feel. So, grab your MIDI controller, open up your DAW, and start transforming your robotic drum loops into living, breathing performances. Who knows? You might just find that perfect balance between precision and imperfection that becomes your sonic signature. Happy producing, and remember, music is an art, not just a science.